As your governor, I accepted to abide by the state of emergency declaration and choose to cooperate with Mr. President and the National Assembly, guided by my conviction that no sacrifice was too great to secure peace, stability, and progress of Rivers State. This was why I also resisted the pressure to challenge the constitutionality of the declaration of the state of emergency, the suspension of democratic institutions, and all other action that we endured during the difficult period. We believe the political crisis is now behind us and that peace and stability have once again returned to Rivers State, though not without the hard lessons learned from the emergency rule. The responsibility now rests squarely on us, the government, the State House of Assembly, the political leaders, the stakeholders, to put aside our differences, work for the common good, advance the interests of our people above all else. Personally, I will never take Mr. President's kindness for granted, and for that, I hereby reaffirm my utmost loyalty and eternal gratitude. To those who have expressed genuine fear, frustration, and uncertainty over the nature of the peace process, I assure you that your concerns are valid and understood. However, nothing has been irretrievably lost. There remain ample opportunity for necessary adjustment, continued reconciliation, and inclusiveness. We must all remember the saying, the costless peace is cheaper than the cheapest war.
And with those comments, it appears indeed that there is a new dawn for politics in Rivers State, with the lifting of the state of emergency and, of course, the return of democratic institutions in Rivers State. And we also saw Governor Fubara during that Thanksgiving service in church on Sunday. That was yesterday. But is it too early to exercise optimism as far as peace is concerned? Let's ask this amongst other questions. And joining us, you saw him earlier on your screen, Mr. Anabs Saraigbe, member Rivers Elders Forum, who joins us virtually from Rivers State. We'll also be having joining us much later Dr. Alaye Theophilus, President, Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. Mr. Saraigbe, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Good morning and thank you for having me. Yeah.
And we've seen Governor Wike speak after the lifting of a state of emergency during that Thanksgiving service. We've also seen Minister Nyesom Wike in his, what would be considered his first comments or first interview after the lifting of a state of emergency. Is this indicative of what relations would be like going forward in Rivers State, or it's still too early to tell?
Well, everything on this side, there is time. There's time to war, and there's time for peace. There's time to be bombed, and there's time to die. The stage we are in Rivers State now is the stage of peace. We are all preaching peace. For some time now, I've been on air to say, look, what the government should do now mostly is to go for bridge building, go for peace building, ensure that all parties are in the same boat. We as elders, we have made a statement in our press conference where we call you for the same peace. We will continue to preach peace because, like the governor said, peace is the ultimate. Peace is the cheapest compared to war. So we want peace in the state. We have put out, personally thank those who contributed to this peace move. And I will encourage the peace only the followers also need to buy the peace. It is not the followers that should be doing that the wrong advice to say, no, it can't be this, it can't be that. At this stage, all we need is how do we come back to our senses? How do we come back to ourselves? How do we behave as if we are one family? And indeed, River State is one family. Whatever that has happened in River State affected everybody in River State. Our resources were plundered for 6 months, and nobody could say anything. And so we are saying we don't need that to happen again. We are still preaching peace. Peace to the camp of IYC and peace to the camp of Sicily. We as elders will continue to guide in that direction. Some persons may not be happy that peace is coming, or they want to know the towns. It is too early to also go to that. When there is peace, anything can be accomplished. Everything can put for the line. And I think we can move on better as a state.
Well, Elderstatesman, in this part of the world, they say that what an elder sees while sitting down, the young persons will not see when standing or even climbing on something elevated. So from the standpoint where you are, I wonder what you think could be going through the mind of the governor psychologically.
Well, the governor has expressed his feelings. He has made it very clear that all he needs now is peace. And it's the duty of all of us to support him achieve that peace. This is not the time for us to discourage him from pursuing peace. When it was time for war, we all won. When it was time for judgment, we have to judge them. Right now it's time for judgment. We need dialogue. Dialogue is the key. There's nothing more than dialogue. And with dialogue, we can achieve anything. There may be disagreement, agreement. There is nowhere in any family where there's no war. Even the teeth fight and the tongue fight. Husband and wife fight. Father and mother fight. Children fight. Same siblings fight. But at the same time, there's time for peace. I think this is the ultimate time for peace. And I, as a person and the other program, decided that we want to pursue peace. And we will encourage the governor to follow the path of peace.
So, speaking of costly peace, shall we begin to weigh Governor Fubara's comments about the costliest peace being cheaper than the cheapest war against the backdrop of reports about the agreement that led to the peace in the first place brokered by Mr. President, where we heard that he will not return for a second term, and of course, you know, that he may defect to the All Progressives Congress, you know, and let's also weigh that against the backdrop of comments from Minister Nyesom Wike, where he was non-committal when he was asked if he would endorse Governor Fubara for a second term. If that is the case, is it too costly a price for Governor Fubara to have paid?
Well, if anybody had said Governor Fubara did not go for second term, it's not for the Governor Fubara. If Governor Fubara says he wants to go second term, Rivers people are ready to rally behind him. Some people think the crowd we are seeing there is not an organic crowd. It's not a political crowd. It's purely an organic crowd. Go to every room in Rivers State, every family in Rivers State, and ask. Everybody is so excited. Everybody is so happy. And that is the kind of love they have for him. Why did they love him? This is a question I think we could ask. The few period he has stayed, he has touched lives. He has built infrastructures that touches life. He has built roads that went through several places that people don't think roads will go. For the Calabari people, the few things he has done for them, they are okay. For the Ogoni, the same thing. The Oba, the Kwere people, he has touched several groups of people in River State. And so everybody loves him. But now, he has been doing well. And so we missed him in this 6 months. If he was to be around, maybe we would have had more projects, we would have had more roads, we would have removed several pains, and we would have empowered so many people. But for the period he has lost, this is the time for him to get peace, to recover. That is nothing lost. He can be able to recover if there is peace. But if there is no peace, we can stay there for the next 10 years.
Oh dear. The glitch is not allowing us to have seamless communication today, but we hope that it gets better as the time goes by. Let me take the same question to the President, Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide, who has since joined us now. Thank you for joining us, sir, on the show this morning. I was asking about the conditions for peace, and some of the comments that have come through, about these conditions for peace, and with reference to Governor Fubara's comments, is that it would upset, the riverine upland dichotomy, which after so many years is a dream that has now been achieved with Governor Fubara emerging as governor coming from the riverine area. How will this impact on that sentiment in Rivers State, that an Ijaw man, should complete his own time as governor and in fact have a second term?
Thank you very much for having me. Basically, what has happened in Rivers State is an eye-opener to so many persons, and how rotational democracy, as the case may be, is to be implemented. There is a gentleman agreement in Rivers State that it should be upland riverine dichotomy. Be that as it may, it is still subject to the acceptance of the people and the political gladiators that are in charge at that particular point in time. At least the riverine people over time have showed some level of magnanimity by accepting those arrangements and have supported those that has come from the upland. Notwithstanding, today we have Governor Sim Fubara from the riverine as governor of Rivers State. And in every political atmosphere or political season, there are issues. There is no political season that has always gone scot-free without some issues of controversy. And that has happened. But today, according to the speech the governor of the state gave when he resumed office after the said 6-month suspension, that the costless peace is cheaper than the cheapest war. I used to tell you that the body language of the governor have always been how peace can be restored in Rivers State so that the people of Rivers State can have the dividends of democracy. To a larger extent, he has told us that all the peace agreements, he will abide by it. That is to tell you that he is not concerned about himself, but Rivers people and Rivers State succeeding in the current democratic dispensation. So I will always say that with the level of maturity the governor have used during the period of the crisis before the state of emergency and after the state of emergency, have shown that he's a living hero. And time shall tell how Rivers people will be happy and appreciate the sacrifice the governor have done in this short period of time.
Dr. Theophilus.
It is not easy. And on the area of the second term, no person has come to tell us that the governor will not be allowed to contest for a second term. And we believe that the Rivers people, both in upland and riverine, understand that it is the time for the riverine to complete their second term. So if the governor deems it that is not coming, which we believe it will be very, very difficult. If it is coming, we believe that, including the wicked camp, those in the opposition and everybody will give him the needed support, because these are the kind of politicians that we want to see in our political space. Those that doesn't really want the interests of themselves, of themselves above the interests of the states and the people of Rivers State.
Yes.
And
Dr. Theophilus
demonstrated that.
Yeah, if you can hear me, I mean, I like the fact that you have said some very fine and beautiful things about the governor, Governor Sim Fubara. I'm wondering if you can also say some of these kind of fine and beautiful things about his predecessor, his godfather.
Basically, when we talk about political characters that has been displayed over time, the predecessor, the FCT minister over time, has also shown his political commitment, the sustenance of Rivers peace. Be that as it may, from the onset of the said Rivers State crisis, we all understand that it was basically structures and the interests of 2027. And you cannot take that away from someone that have invested massively in the contemporary democratic practice that we are having in Nigeria. So we cannot say that we are taking all away from the River State former governor, which is his predecessor. He has also done his part. For River State to return back to peace, we believe that every person have shifted ground to accommodate each other. Right. And that is what we have been praying over time, that look, the peace and stability of River State is more important than the interest of any individual.
All right.
But you have seen the local government structures as it may presently in River State is basically given to the FCT minister who believes in structures' existence. And the governor in person have also told him that, look, I'm not interested in what or who controls structures in River State. Even though the governor would not be bold enough to tell us what has transpired, we understand that he has given the local government structure to the FCT minister who happens to be his political boss. And mind you, those persons that are managing the local government, as we speak today, are also part of those that led to his success in the 2023 election. So nothing has been taken away.
All right.
Both parties has played give and take approach by accommodating each other. And I believe that with the peace agreement and the local government structure being given to the FCT minister, we believe that the governor will be given free hands to manage the affairs of the River State as the executive governor. Because as we speak, what is more important is the governor having free hand to start the projects that are people-oriented in River State, to complete them under his watch. And if Rivers people are okay with his approach, with his activities, and with his developmental strides, then if he seeks for second term, we believe that Rivers people will unavoidably give him the support because he has shown commitment, he has shown willingness to give Rivers people the dividends of democracy.
I want to bring back Elder Statesman, Mr. Seregbe, who has joined us back now. Well, Elder Statesman, because you have been around for quite some time now, this issue of political structure, it's such a big deal in this part of our politics. So when you now hear that the structure belongs to the FCT minister, while the governor perhaps does not have a structure, I wonder how concerning this is for you. That's number one. Number two, there are reports that we heard that part of the delay of Mr. Governor's resumption, that's the Governor Fubara's resumption, was because there was some sort of ongoing talks between himself and his predecessor about key appointments, the chief of staff, and the issue of the secretary to the state government of Rivers State as well. The State Assembly has gone ahead to ask the governor to represent his list of commissioners and all of that. I wonder how you think all of this is going to play out in the coming days. Elder Statesman, I think you have to unmute, please, so we can hear you. Okay, well, we'll see how we can go back to Elder Statesman, Mr. Seregbe, who is also on the program with us. I think you have to unmute so we can get your feedback on these questions. But Doctor, okay, we can hear you now. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Like I said, what is important is peace. When there is peace, everything can be settled. With peace, structure or no structure become irrelevant. Today, what the people want is good governance and peace. The moment there's good governance and there is peace, even your enemies will support you because they are enjoying your projects, your program, and because there is peace. So the governor should not bother himself now with structure or no structure. He should not bother himself with conditions. What is important is the governor of Rivers State. As a governor of Rivers State, he has some constitutional obligations. And those obligations will still guide whatever discussions they have. Provided the discussion center around the constitutional frameworks of the government, it's okay. Every other condition outside the constitutional provisions, there's no problem with it. The governor, as a governor, has certain powers. Those powers should be given to him as a governor. Those respects should be given to him as a governor. We don't want to go to the era where the governor is called the governor, you are a idiot, all that. All that will stop. From the other camp, too, they should know that the governor is the governor and the governor of all. It's their own governor, it's our own governor. And therefore, there must be respect. You cannot talk of peace without respecting one another. There must be mutual respect for one another. There must be mutual respect for the interests of one another. And therefore, no winner takes all must come to play. The governor must see himself as the father of all.
But that would then mean... But that would then mean that Governor Wike controls the political structure. By implication, he controls the PDP in Rivers. He controls what many consider the APC-PDP, if you like, in Rivers State. He controls the local government structure. If this new round of reports is anything to go by, he is also dictating the commissioners list that will be represented to the State Assembly. So what is then left for the governor? Are you content with having a spineless governor?
Let me tell you something. The moment your wife is happy with you in the house, you will get everything. If your wife is not happy with you at home, everything you have is not your own. That is the life. So a governor owns everything. As the governor of Rivers State, everything in Rivers State belongs to the government. Everything belongs to the government. So if the governor has peace and is being loved, everything anybody takes will come to him because he's the ultimate owner of the whole state. Therefore, we don't need to bother about who owns what or who don't own what at this moment. What is important is the governor should take control of the state. The moment he takes control of the state, everything about the state will center out the government, around the government. Whatever are going to, where are you going with this country? We have seen examples. But the governor must sit well and have a total control that yes, he's the governor of the state. As soon as that is done, every other thing becomes secondary. That's the way I look at it.
Well, maybe I should just ask you a simple question that requires maybe a yes or no. So will you be disappointed if he officially defects to the APC?
Well, I am not a politician. I used to be a politician. I was a founder of PDP University. I was also one of those who brought APC. Today, I am not in APC, neither am I in PDP. So party is not the issue. Party is a vehicle that people use to get to political office. So I don't bother what the party is. What is important is the person. Is the governor doing what I want him to do? And is he doing what the state wants him to do? Are the people in the state happy? That is the ultimate. The other thing is fanfare. When that party comes, party goes. I don't see how party becomes a very important institution down. I haven't seen it all. I have been in the APC, I've been in PDP, and I have left them on my own. Nobody broke me. On my own, I decided to say, I don't want to be part of that. So if today it belongs to the political party, we have also seen a situation where the governor moved to another party and won election. So it's not important about party now. Party, the governor has come to serve Rivers. Can they serve Rivers with peace? So far as you get peace to serve Rivers people, I am okay.
Seems like a lot to, sacrifice, but that is the governor's commentary. Let me come to you, Dr. Theophilus. What counsel would you be offering Governor Fubara now, particularly about how to navigate the treacherous waters? We want to assume that there's peace, but he's encircled if he has no structure on ground that he can call his own. So how do you, would you advise him to navigate not having an ally in the most important aspects of governance?
First of all, you need to really understand the concepts the governor himself is using to manage the affairs of Rivers State. From the day he resumed office to date, he has never interfered with the local government fund. So taking the local government structure, he believes that has nothing to do with him, because what he wants to do is to use the funds that belongs to the state to give the people of Rivers State the dividends of democracy. And he believes that the local government structures, the local government chairmen, and all the rest will also use the funds that are available for the local governments for the development and the well-being of the grassroots structure. So he does not have a single problem. Number two, he believes that the commissioners and every other appointees, including the SLG that is coming to work with him at the state level, which is the executive level, will definitely understand him. And they will definitely pilot the affairs of the state for the benefit of Rivers people. The governor, over time and time again, have said it, that peace is golden. And if the opportunity comes, whatever, he said nothing is too big for him to sacrifice to give Rivers State peace. And that opportunity has come, and he has grabbed it with both hands. And we believe that the commissioners and every other appointee that will be given in the next few weeks or days will definitely rally around him to give the people of Rivers State the dividends of democracy. Some wonderful project has already been established, started by him. We believe that he's coming back, he's going to complete some of those projects and also commission new ones, just for Rivers people to understand that we are practicing democracy, and democracy is all about the interests of the grassroots. And what are those things? Infrastructure, security, electricity. And the governor, as we have seen over time, have invested in those sectors massively. So we believe that he will definitely manage, because he does not have interest with the local government funds. He does not have interest with how the local government funds are being managed, in as much as those in charge of the local government are also using the fund meaningfully for the people of the local government. And we believe if there is any form of mismanagement, there are already anti-graft agencies all over the place. And today the presidency, the Attorney General of the Federation, and so many persons have said that, look, we are paying the local government funds directly to the local government account. If there is any form of mismanagement, they will be held accountable. And the anti-graft agencies are there. So the governor has little or nothing to lose. I believe that with his maturity, the wisdom he has used to manage during the crisis until the post-crisis era, he will definitely still navigate around everything that is around him to give Rivers State the opportunity to benefit from the current democracy that Nigeria is practicing, which Rivers State is part of.
Dr. Theophilos, because the FCC minister is also a major player in this politics of Rivers State, even though he's no longer governor. So I wonder what your words or counsel would be to him as the leader of the Ijaw nation worldwide.
I didn't, if he's the leader of the Ijaw nation worldwide or his position, I didn't get your last statement, please.
No, I was asking, you are the president of the Ijaw nation worldwide. So I'm wondering
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm asking what your counsel would be to the FCT minister, who, I mean, is also a very pivotal player in this politics.
Okay, thank you very much. My little candid advice to the FCT minister is that nobody is disputing his position as the leader of Rivers State politics as of today. And as the president of the Ijaw Youth Council, I believe that Rivers State having stability will always affect every other part. So my prayer and advice to him is that let him see the governor as one of his subjects and always put us together to see how the people of Rivers State will benefit from the President Tinubu Renew Hope agenda and nothing more. Thank you.
Let's take that question as well to the elder statesman. Elder statesman, from the standpoint where you sit, I'd like you as well to just provide some sort of counsel, both for the governor and his predecessor, the FCT minister.
Well, to the FCT minister, I will advise that the most important thing is for him to see that his own candidate, he brought, succeeds. If the governor succeeds, it only goes to him in a way that yes, he brought sin and sin has succeeded. If he destroys sin, the court also go back to him. That look at the man who brought sin, he has destroyed it. So what does he? So I think he also will have to caution his people to ensure that this peace we are hoping to get to the grassroots and definitely that is peace. Our supporters sometimes can trigger crisis, but if all parties are able to manage their supporters and let them know the reality that yes, peace is ultimate. If there is peace and development goes to everywhere, everybody gets peace. The only leadership gets glory. And so it's not only the governor that will be even getting the glory, but all those who are with him, the team, is what will get the glory. So Mr. Chief Yeshua Wukie, my friend, to realize that politics is dynamic. And since he has also accepted it, from the day I came out in Central TV workshop to say he should call his voice to the room and make peace. From that day, I can see he's also tried his best to ensure there is peace. I know that if not for his effort, even this 6 months would have been truncated. But because he also key to the peace process, today we're having our governor back and our governor side with us. All those peace columnists who may stir crisis one way or the other, I also advise them to stick there down. What River State did now is peace. And I believe with peace, we can compete favorably with other part of the state, other part of the country. We have lost 6 months already. We must get peace to be able to recover these 6 months. So both the Speaker and the members of the National Assembly should also realize that we have passed the stage where we come to argue and debate. Politics is all about compromise. This is the time they should go to the governor, and the governor will go to them, let them discuss in out before they come to the public for the show, because that is the ultimate down. The ultimate is no longer fighting. We won't agree. You must do this, you must do that. We have passed that era at all. What we are now is how do we move together? And that means dialogue. That means compromise. That means peace. That means discussion. Anybody who is not satisfied can call the other party to other. Look, I'm not happy with this. Why do you do this? Privately, so that people will not know that governance is having problems. Governance was cooperate. Governance was peaceful. Rivers who voted the governor and the assembly to work together in the interest of the state. So I will also advise them to also key to this process and ensure that we cool temper, we should remove anger, we should not talk of vengeance. Let us see how we can recover. They have also had the experience, they've also had their losses. The governor has also had his experience, the state has also had its own losses. The LCT minister has also had its own losses. And so all of us have gotten one issue or the other in the past. Let the past be past. Bygone be bygone. Hakuna Matata, and let us move on with our new thing.
So, speaking of lessons, how important is it for Rivers people and indeed Nigerians to know? Because 2 years down the line, nobody knows the reason for the disagreement between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and his successor in office. So how important is it for Nigerians to know what the crux of the matter really is as we begin to look at how godfatherism, politics of godfatherism contributes to Nigerian politics? Dr. Theophilus, that's for you.
Thank you very much. You know, what's really happened from at least for some time, you know, when the matter really came up, so many persons believe that. But with the statement that we got from even the FCT minister, I believe over time, nobody denied. It was basically structure and 2027. Nobody hid that from the public. But what we are saying is that we want our democracy to succeed. And what really played out in Rivers State is an eye-opener that, to a larger extent, if the power of the people really speaks in the contemporary democracy, then some of these things, we won't experience it. And that is why you see that the electoral reforms and all the rest, some of us are very, very eager to see how it's going to happen. You know, in the 2023 election, so many things happened. The cyber glitches and all the rest, and transmission becoming a problem. But if it happens to be that today the one man, one vote that we promised has come to play, I believe there is no godfather that has more than one vote during election. So no matter how your political structure and your political family is, just your one vote that you can mandate that it is yours. And that is the only one you can beat your chest, that you can give. But today, because of the loopholes and the gaps in the electoral process, the electoral guidelines, you see that Godfather is today something that is disturbing our democracy. And some of us are not really comfortable. You know, when this issue of impeachment, suspension, emergency happened in Rivers State, and when some of us were really, really angry, it's because we want our democracy to succeed. We wouldn't want Nigeria to be turned into a banana republic or an animal farm where one person will tell you that 1 million vote belongs to me. You can't apportion 1 million brain because you don't have what it takes to give 1 million votes. As an individual, what you can give is your one vote. And today, our political parties has also made us understand that they don't operate based on ideology. They operate based on the one that is available for them to get to where they want to be. So it is becoming worrisome. But if the electoral process will, by the grace of God and the persistence of Nigerians, will bring the needed reform in order for us to get it right, where one man, one vote counts, we believe that Godfatherism is going to be a thing of the past. And these things that we are experiencing in Rivers State will not happen because it is not really nice for our democracy. We want Nigeria to progress. We don't want youth restlessness. We don't want some form of crisis like what is happening in Nepal and all the rest. Nigeria is the giant of Africa, and our sustenance and survival will definitely send a strong signal to the entire African world and the world.
And that would be a fine place to anchor it. And we hope that these sentiments of peace, which apparently are becoming, similar from Rivers State, will be long-lasting, just as they keep coming through. And we thank you very much, Elder Anab Saraigbe, member Rivers Elders Forum, who joined us virtually, and not forgetting Dr. Alaye Theophilus, President, Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. Gentlemen, thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you so much.
And the quest for peace continues, this time beyond the shores of Nigeria to the Middle East, where 3 countries, Canada, Australia, and Britain, have recognized the need for a Palestinian state as a solution to the crisis in the Gaza Strip. Join us for that conversation after this time out.